Have you ever wandered into a forgotten corner of the world where the air turns thick with unspoken agony and the shadows whisper secrets that could shatter your grip on reality? What if the dead aren't truly gone, but trapped in an endless loop of despair, reaching out from their long darkness to pull you into their cooker of despair? Tonight, we plunge into the heart of haunted histories, unraveling tales from places where tragedy and the supernatural collide in ways that defy explanation, promising a descent into the unknown that will leave you questioning every creak in the night. These stories aren't pulled from dusty books or wild imaginations. They come from real people who stepped into these cursed spots, only to emerge forever changed by encounters that blur the line between life and the suffocating sadness beyond. We'll journey through 8 infamous locations, each steeped in a dark past of betrayal, loss, and restless spirits. From ancient inns echoing with the cries of the long-suffering to grand hotels hiding ghosts in their elegant halls, these sites aren't just relics of history. They're portals to a realm where agony and death linger like a nauseating fog. Culturally, they draw seekers from all walks, not just ghost hunters, but historians, travelers, and even skeptics who crave the thrill of the unexplained, weaving into our shared human fascination with what happens after the final breath. Yet, we must tread carefully. Many of these tales rest on personal accounts, unverifiable whispers from the void, balanced by the cold light of doubt. Still, the evidence piles up. Taps in the dark, objects moving on their own, voices from nowhere, compelling enough to make even the hardest doubter pause. As we explore, we'll introduce each supernatural phenomenon, delving deep into its origins and the intense energy it unleashes, building toward a climax that reveals the raw terror of confronting the unseen. Our descent begins in the misty streets of York, England, at the Golden Fleece, an inn dating back to the 1500s, a place where plague and poverty once claimed countless souls in waves of long suffering. This isn't just a quaint pub. It's a cultural landmark in a city riddled with Roman ruins and medieval ghosts. Appealing to tourists who seek more than history, they chase the chill of the paranormal. The hot spots here? Bedrooms like St. Catherine's, infamous for their unearthly activity, where doors swing open as if beckoned by invisible hands. Skeptics might dismiss it as old building quirks, but the anecdotes stack up, defying easy explanations. One group of investigators shared this. We gathered in that dim bedroom, the air heavy with anticipation. We'd set up a Ouija board, not expecting much, but then the planchette started moving. It spelled out Fred, a man who died in 1815 at 50. With a wife named Helen. He even named 2 of us in the room, John and Kath. We were stunned, our hearts pounding in the silence. Taps and bangs echoed on the table like fingers from the grave reaching out. Later, in another session, we placed sweets and a flashlight down, asking the spirits to move it for a treat. The flashlight rolled, and we clapped, half in awe, half in fear. But the real shock came when a second group, unaware of us, contacted the same Fred. It blew our minds. How could a spirit bridge groups like that, unseen and persistent? The phenomenon here centers on communication from beyond, spirits drawn by positive energy, turning the inn into a bridge to the dead. As we delve deeper, the stories reveal human tragedies. Fred, perhaps a victim of York's brutal past, where disease and execution claimed lives without mercy. Culturally, it ties into England's folklore of haunted pubs, places where the living drown sorrows amid the dead. Another account. We tried St. Catherine's room, but the door was locked tight. After checking elsewhere, we returned, and it creaked open on its own, inviting us into its cooker of despair. Inside, the unease hit like a wave. Some of us felt suffocating sadness, nausea rising, begging to flee. In table tipping, the wood shook on command, and through the Frank's box, our names echoed back like whispers from another plane. It wasn't imagination. It was intense energy pulling us into their world. Skepticism lingers. Could it be group hysteria? Yet the consistency, the repeated contacts, offer compelling proof. This exploration builds the tension. What if these spirits aren't malevolent, but lonely echoes of history, seeking connection in their eternal agony, shifting across the ocean to San Diego's Hotel Del Coronado, a Victorian gem built in 1888 where luxury masked heartbreak. This spot's cultural pull extends to film buffs and romantics, famous for its beachside glamour. But beneath lies a tragic undercurrent: suicides, scandals, and untimely deaths, like that of Kate Morgan, who checked in under a false name in 1892 and was found shot on the steps. Her story a web of mystery and despair. The hotspot, room 3327, where her ghost is said to roam. A spectral woman in black, adding emotional weight to tales of lost love and betrayal. A guest recounted, "I'd heard the rumors, but brushed them off during our family ghost hunt. Nothing happened. But that night, I woke with my earplugs gone. I searched everywhere, flashlight in hand, under blankets, on the floor. Nothing. I stepped to the bathroom, and when I returned, there they were, neat on my pillow. Shock hit me, tying into the hotel's haunted lore, but oddly, it felt helpful, not horrifying. The next night, it repeated. Lost plugs, bathroom trip, and there they sat again. I whispered, "Thank you," to whatever kind spirit watched over me. This introduces a gentler supernatural phenomenon, benevolent hauntings, where ghosts aid the living, contrasting the usual terror. Exploring further, Kate's tragedy humanizes it. She was abandoned, pregnant. Her death ruled suicide, but whispered as murder, her agony echoing in the halls. Culturally, it resonates with America's fascination with Gilded Age mysteries, drawing crowds beyond paranormal fans. Skeptics point to forgetfulness or pranks, but the precision, the repetition, defies logic. The emotional arc deepens, from curiosity to a warm unease, reminding us not all spirits bring long darkness. Some offer light in the despair. Now to St. Augustine, Florida, America's oldest city, founded in 1565, a tapestry of colonial wars, pirate raids, and plagues that left mass graves and shattered lives. Its cultural relevance? A hub for history lovers and ghost tours, blending Spanish heritage with eerie legends, appealing to families and adventurers alike. Hotspots include old inns and forts, but one Holiday Inn express room stands out for its paralyzing terror. A traveler shared, "I'd seen it on Ghost Hunters, so I hit the fort in Old Town, but the trolley tour was a bust, no chills." Then, at 3:45 a.m. in room 201, I woke for the bathroom and froze, my sneakers, left in the corner, now sat in the room's center side by side but facing opposite ways. I snapped a photo, saw nothing else, and tried sleeping. At 5 a.m., sweat poured off me. I couldn't move, like an invisible weight crushed down, pinning my limbs for 10-15 minutes. Panic surged. I bolted, grabbed a soda, but had to pack. The clerk admitted a similar mess-up a week before. Clocks spinning wild in another room, 3 times over. This phenomenon. Sleep paralysis amplified by spirits, perhaps echoes of the city's violent past. Executions, battles leaving souls in agony. We explore the human element, innocents caught in history's grinder, their intense energy manifesting as physical oppression. Skepticism suggests night terrors or suggestion, but the moved objects, the clerk's confirmation, provide anecdotal weight. Culturally, it ties into St. Augustine's role as a paranormal mecca, expanding appeal to thrill seekers. The tension rises. What starts as mild curiosity spirals into a frantic escape, evoking suffocating sadness. Deeper into England's shadows, the galleries of justice in Nottingham, a courthouse and prison from the 14th century, site of hangings, floggings, and debtors' despair. Culturally, it's a museum of justice's dark side, attracting educators and true crime fans, not just ghost enthusiasts. Hotspots, the courtroom balcony where spectral children play with lights and cells echoing with whistles. Investigators recalled, in the courtroom, we set a K2 meter and asked spirits to approach the green light. But up on the balcony, a green bulb dimmed on command. Every time we called, it faded, like a child's hand blocking it. No K2 spike, just that eerie dimming, thrilling us all. In seances, Sam, a debtor jailed for poverty, spoke through us. He lived in Nottingham, trapped by debts till death. Down in the cells, I asked for whistles, and they came back. Multiple times, chilling the group. The phenomenon, interactive hauntings, spirits responding to the living, rooted in tragedies like public executions that drew crowds, leaving emotional scars. Exploration reveals cultural ties to Britain's penal history, humanizing the condemned. Skeptics blame lighting, tricks, or echoes. But the on-command responses, witnessed by groups, challenge doubt. The emotional language builds, from intrigue to intense energy, a cooker of despair in stone walls. Across the Atlantic again, to the Queen Mary, a 1930s ocean liner turned hotel in Long Beach, California, haunted by wartime tragedies, troop transport accidents, drownings in its pools. Culturally, it's an Art Deco icon for history buffs and festival goers, its supernatural side drawing global crowds. Hotspots, decks and restrooms where cold spots signal lost souls. A group of friends said, during the 2011 festival, we found a hidden staircase. Descending, I felt a young spirit, a waiter from the 1940s, bound by duty, unable to leave. He shared his life, his seriousness. Later, near the shops, my friend checked the ladies' room and sensed something. We found a freezing spot, vanishing with crowds. It was a girl under 10, lost from the nursery, scared without her mom. She clung to me, her hand on my back. I felt it. We wandered, and she warmed to us. Then, passing a locked door, In the Mood by Glenn Miller played from nowhere, shifting to hip-hop. Even a passerby heard it. She followed to our room, but faded. This introduces attachment phenomena. Spirits latching onto the living, born from shipboard deaths like boiler room explosions claiming workers. Culturally, it echoes maritime lore, appealing beyond paranormals. Skeptics cite hallucinations or echoes, but shared auditory experiences compel belief. Tension mounts. Warmth turns to bizarre unease. In San Francisco's Queen Anne Hotel, once a 1890s girls' school run by Mary Lake, who died heartbroken after its closure, the building carries echoes of orphaned dreams and strict discipline. Culturally, it's a Victorian treasure for architecture, lovers, and ghost tours, broadening its spooky allure. Hotspot, the Mary Lake Suite, where her kind spirit lingers. A couple shared. Ghosts have followed me since childhood. Mists in doorways, seen by family too. We booked her old office suite. First night, laughter at 3 a.m., a presence, but gentle. Morning after breakfast, I saw a woman enter the elevator. My girlfriend suggested we take it, unusual for her. It opened empty, on our floor. Impossible if someone boarded. Then, packing, the door slammed shut on its own, knob turning needed. We debunked, self-closing hinges, but it opened alone. Leaving with bags, it jammed open, then slammed. We realized she'd held it for my girlfriend's forgotten blanket. We thanked her. She didn't want us leaving without it. Phenomenon, protective hauntings, Mary aiding guests tied to her nurturing past. Exploration humanizes her tragedy, loss of her school, dying alone. Skeptics say wind or mechanics, but the timing, the impossibility, offers evidence. Emotional arc, comfort amid the spooky. To Morecambe Winter Gardens, a 1890s theater on England's coast, abandoned after fires and decline, shadowed by performer deaths and audience tragedies. Culturally, it's a music hall relic for nostalgia seekers. Hot spots, the stage, heavy with dark energy. Investigators noted, on stage, my chair jerked alone. I shrieked, the atmosphere thick, shadows lurking. Up in seating, unease built like something brewing. I'd done many hunts, but this was different. In the ladies' bar, tables tipped wildly, K2 spiking on command. We asked for breezes, and cold gusts hit. No draft source, Mark checked. Nothing. Phenomenon, physical manipulations, spirits manifesting discomfort from the venue's history of fatal accidents. Skepticism, group dynamics, but consistent responses challenge it. Tension peaks, discomfort to outright terror. Finally, the climax surges at Gainsboro Hall, a Tudor manor from the 1400s, prison to Catherine Howard, executed for adultery in 1542. Her agony, a pinnacle of royal betrayal. Culturally, it's a historical gem for Tudor enthusiasts, its hauntings amplifying the dread. Hot spots, her bedroom, rife with touches and taps. An investigator described. In Catherine's room, Corin felt neck touches, terrified. We asked spirits to stop, then a metal bowl clanged. Joe felt face brushes, my chair jerked. I tapped it, and kicks replied. Taps echoed for seconds. Breezes chilled, groans sounded. Corin panicked. We called Mark. Elsewhere, torches flicked on, shadows moved. Through glass divination, Jane Guys spoke. Died of dysentery in 1929 as a factory worker, naming her grandfather, stunning us. A cat toy rolled back from darkness alone. In the paneled room, William hated women. The table circled to us, tipped to men. In the tower, Catherine confessed her affair, her doom. The ballroom table danced on command. This climax erupts in raw intensity. Touches, sounds, communications peaking in a frenzy, revealing the hall's layered tragedies. From executions to industrial deaths, a cooker of despair where spirits clash. Skepticism falters against the volume of evidence. Multiple groups, physical proofs, the emotional arc crests. From building dread to overwhelming terror, a surprising revelation that these places aren't just haunted, they're alive with the long suffering of the dead, forcing us to confront the thin veil between worlds. These tales, from the Golden Fleece to Gainsboro Hall, aren't fleeting scares. They're windows into a parallel existence where tragedy binds souls in eternal loops of intense energy and suffocating sadness. They've transformed skeptics into believers, historians into ghost hunters, proving the supernatural's cultural grip on our collective fears. If these stories have stirred something in you, a memory of your own brush with the unknown, don't keep it buried. Share it now in the comments. Tell us about that mysterious paranormal encounter you faced, seen with your own eyes, or heard from someone close, the one that left you in long darkness. Your story could be the next we unravel. And to keep diving into these shadows with us, hit that like button if the chills hit home. Share this video to spread the unease. Subscribe for more journeys into the beyond. And ring the notification bell so no haunting slips by. Until the next whisper from the void.